here on the big road with something in tow.
You are now watching Farming with Duffy Ag.
Well, another day of working on the Mac. So, problem is it's extremely windy out, which it's blowing my stuff around, and I thought that is a healer down there. I thought it was Yanko for a second. I think it went over the hill, but alrighty, we got a bunch of little stuff to do on here. We'll see how far we get and how much I can film because of the wind and the audio of the wind. It just doesn't work out usually well for you guys, but gotta keep pushing forward. So it's Sunday, probably gonna have a long week, so let's see. This was stripped right out, so I tapped it, put a brass pipe in, small little pipe, little connector, and then the fitting to actually go up, and that's actually the alcohol intake piece to the manifold, which I do not plan on actually using, to the compressor, which I don't plan on actually ever using, but might as well keep it. Like, there's no point in not having it as of right now. So if we ever do need it and we get in cold climates, that stuff starts to freeze up, that will help me. But this truck does have a air dryer and everything else, so we should be okay. That's the problem. When it gets cold, things freeze. Air, dirty air, has water in it. Yep, so that should help. Okay, so now we're in. So like I said previously, this just goes up to the alcohol evaporator, so you fill that with alcohol. I see that's actually loose. You fill that with alcohol and it pulls the alcohol into the system as it builds pressure, builds air. So let me snug that up. Everything seems to be in good working order. I am going to get some belts for this. Yeah, those are Mac belts, which are cool. Well, at least the one is. But I'll get 3 belts for it. We're going to change them out. I tightened them up. They're tighter. Everybody was all worried about that previously, but got that all done up. So got a plug in it. We got to do a filter this week and a power steering feed line. Once we get that actually done, we should be hopefully good. Hopefully we don't have any more oil leaks. That was just that pan gasket, but got everything put together here, and it's cleaned up, so that's all good. That's all tight. So we do got that one big hose that goes from power steering to the pump. We got to figure out that leak. I don't know. I got to do some thinking on that, but yeah. Windshield wiper. Well, as you see, I got some silage up in the front here. This thing just needs a good bath and blow everything out. So we were driving on the road and started raining there, and turned the wiper on, and the wiper also is way out of whack. So I don't know if we just got to tighten this up, but we'll take it off, see if it's all stripped out or not. Because the wipers work good, other than this one getting way off course. Okay. Threads are still there. Some of it's there on this end. I think I just had to tighten it. If not, I gotta change that whole piece out. So put it back together, tighten it up. Yeah, it might have just been loose. So there's little splines that actually lock it all in, and I think it was just loose. So that's much better than it was. It would come up here and it'd go way past and it would be out here. And then when it come back, it'll only go to there. So, mint. We're gaining. If you guys remember, this fender is bent in, and it's because it got dinged down here and it bent in. So I'm hoping if I heat that and I hit this up, it will straighten it out. Put the mud flaps on, be good to go. We got our outdoor shop, lights. Yeah. So let's get going. I did end up getting a sledgehammer the other day, which I have a sledgehammer, but well, now we got one. Yep, we're out of gas. That's what I thought. Oh, somebody left. Well, it straightened it out. That's much better. So as I let that cool down, this one's good, but I did get new hardware. If you remember, we had lug nut covers. Now we got lug nut covers again. So I've been waiting from Iowa 80 quite some time on these covers. So I just think they make it pop a little bit more. Granted, the whole truck needs to be washed. Yeah, the hood definitely needs to be whatchamacallit, polished. But we'll get them on. I'll get them on every wheel except for this. And that way it cleans it up a little bit more. Somebody already texted me and they said, "You're gonna have so much salt and rust underneath those." I said, "Yeah, we're not gonna run in the winter, are we? Imagine." But it's okay, they were on it before. And I like the look of them. I think they make it pop a little bit more with the red. Ooh, what are we doing here? There we go. So they clean it up a little bit more. They look good. This truck isn't going to be a show truck, but it looks a lot better with it. Got a little bit of chrome on it. So I think this back has probably cooled down enough that we can throw that other mud flap on. And then once we get that done, we can probably go to bed. So I've been waiting for the torches, and I'm annoyed that somebody let the gas out, because there was a lot of gas actually in that, and I know it was shut, so somebody purposely did that. What are you doing over there? Okay, what do we got? Oh, look at all that brand new hardware. So that is what we were dealing with, which we probably could have re-welded that and called it good, but I decided new hardware all around for, you know, for everybody. So I'll take the other side off. We'll throw some new hardware on that. We got all the wedge nut covers on, which is awesome. That looks a lot better. There's some comments that don't put all your American flags on, blah, blah, blah. And then there was one person that said that is the most disrespectful thing, having American flags as mud flaps. You must be new to the channel. But that looks a lot better than the black ones. It's gonna look good pulling tanker or dump trailer or whatever we end up doing. Low boy, we will see. So alrighty, I'm gonna get cleaned up. We're gonna go to bed. We got an early start to the morning. On today's episode of Let's Try to Find a Box Trailer. So I've been pretty glued on Facebook Marketplace as far as box trailers, trying to find one. You message people and they're like, yeah, it's available, and you're like, when can I come see it? And they look at the message and then it's like, no answer. Alrighty, that's cool. So there's three options today that we might look at. First one we're going for is, hey, it's listed for free. free is definitely for me, but usually free doesn't mean anything good. So we're everywhere from free to like $5,000 today. Yeah. And a lot of people said, why don't you rent a trailer? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? You got to rent a trailer for a duration now. And then it's so many miles. And like, I'd rather not have the hassle of dealing with a rental trailer when I know it's going to go sit somewhere and I probably won't empty it for a period, depending on what really goes on. But that is where I'm at. So we're going to go see what goes on. And people are like, why don't you get the pods? Why don't you get the shipping containers? Shipping containers are like $4 to $5 grand, never mind the trailer. And people are like, oh, well, you can get a flatbed trailer. You can put it on your flatbed trailer. My flatbed trailer, when I get stuff moved out, is going to be loaded with stuff. So, yeah, really got to get my pickup 100% figured out. And I got some ideas. So, alrighty, let's jump over here and see what we got. Out here on the big road with something in tow. So, got like 25 minutes to go, and I'll show you what I just went and picked up. A little morning run. Went and got the trailer. Yeah. So, these are considered storage trailers. And that's what I'm gonna do, store my stuff in it. But, needs a few little lights and whatnot. Marker lights and bulbs, and then we'll be good. And we just got to adjust the brakes a little bit better. Well, adjust them properly, but it's still got brake life, everything works. Yeah, not bad. The roof has a little hole in the middle, a split, so we'll just put some Flex Seal on it, call it good. That's just the exterior, somebody rubbed up against something. But yeah, so I'm able to get my stuff out. I just need a police detail, and I have a police detail lined up now, which is, it's just a waste of my money and time and energy. Otherwise, all my stuff would already be out, and I'd be moving on with my life. But they want to drag this on, and that's really what it comes down to, is all of this was timing. I got off the lien against my name. That closed on the 30th. I didn't get the letter till the 6th. They accused me on the 7th. Like, it was all exactly timing, and they did it just to make my life harder and cost me more money. Otherwise, yeah. So moving forward, I got a farm visit next week, middle of the week, as far as the property, which should be good. And then well, we're gonna move all my stuff off before the end of the week, and I do have to do cover crop over on the corn ground that failed this year. Now that it's got moisture, we're pretty good. So, alrighty, that's what we were up to this morning. Yanko and I are ready to start our day fully. Old girl ran good, ran really good. So there's comments, you should have washed the truck, you don't, that's not the leak, blah blah blah. I don't know, it seemed like it didn't leak there. So how that oil pan works is, oil's like an inch to inch and a half below where the gasket is. So when it's running wide open, it's flipping oil up and out the side. And then as you're driving on the highway, all the air is blowing up. That's why it blew up all over the, upwards on the motor and then backwards, because it's not doing it when it's just sitting, hanging out. So little rundown, because somebody already, oh, you don't know what you're doing. I don't, but I'm learning. So alrighty, well, now we got a box trailer. Not the best thing, not the worst thing. Price was right. So appreciate you guys watching along. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.